Ah, yes, the Nintendo 64, and the very first Mario Party. Definitely a very iconic game for the system back in the day, even getting a remake on the Switch many years later. But just when you think you've seen it all with the game that started the ever-growing franchise, you see this post one day while scrolling on Twitter. Or X, as it's called now. This is the Mario Party 1 Revisit series. Now, I could just as easily have scrolled past this post and went about the rest of my day, but a part of me was a bit curious and thought, well, if it is possible. I did not think that this would be the reason I'd come back to this game 5 years after my Let's Play, but here we are now. My journey started with doing a test run of the board to see what I'd get myself into, where I did end up getting it on the first try. I think to myself, hey, this is easy enough, as I gear up to get started with the actual journey. But little did I know that this was going to be far from easy to achieve. Ending a board of Mario Party 1 with 0 stars seems easy enough, right? But to have all 4 players end a board with 0 stars though, that is a feat that requires not only luck, but a more strategic way of playing the game. One that, yes, can differ depending on the board you're playing, but we don't need to worry about that here too much, as I'm mainly playing on Mario's Rainbow Castle. For this, I've decided to leave game settings untouched with only one rule to follow. If a star is obtained at any point, the run on the board ends and we have to start over. And of course, playing with our computer players. And yes, that includes the infamous Princess Peach on the hardest difficulty. And she might as well be our greatest enemy in this run. Peach, it's down here! Easy computer players, y'all. Let's get started! The all-important turn order results in me going first! Not that this really gives me too much of an advantage over the computer players, but I'll take it. Turn 1 was pretty uneventful outside of Yoshi getting a poison mushroom and Luigi taking the first minigame win. I am then faced with my first decision on where to go on the board, and I do end up deciding on taking the left path. Peach ends up getting a 1-player minigame, and because she's Princess Peach, of course she's going to win. Next turn, I get to see Boo, and after pondering a bit, decide on stealing coins from Peach. After all, she is the greatest enemy here. Luigi then gets a 1-player minigame and narrowly avoids getting Whack-A-Plants. Hey, at least we're safe for now. I continue taking the lead with my high rolls, and we see our first coin collecting minigame, with Peach of course getting 1 coin to say she contributed. I do have my next decision to make as I make my way closer to the top, and this is where I could potentially end up making a mistake that could affect this run. If I've learned anything from the attempts I have done on this board, it's that I really should just delay my trip up there because, yeah, I don't want to be stuck in a situation where it's Bowser and I'm up there and somebody else is behind me and about to get it their turn. We also see our first control stick spinning minigame! And because I don't want to contribute any more coins with Peach, we end up losing. My high rolls soon come to an end as I take the first happening space. Not that I really want to be seeing this right now, as it means Peach needs a high enough roll so it can be towed again by the time I get up there. Or she could be warped with Luigi. Sure. I do thankfully roll low next turn, and Luigi gets a high roll and loses 40 coins, while also getting a 1-player minigame. Peach also gets her first opportunity at being the 1-player in a minigame, and loses. We will definitely take any minigame losses with the computers any day. I continue low rolling into the first Bowser space. Thankfully, Revolution right now isn't a huge game changer, and this sets me up pretty good for seeing Toad. And for the first time in recording history, I say no to a star. I am sure this will not be the last time, though. Yeah, Koopa's like, nice work for not accepting that star. Peach then lands on a Bowser space with Bowser taking 20 of my coins, which fortunately doesn't affect me too much here. This does put her and Luigi against Yoshi and I in bobsled run though. And as hard as I tried to have this minigame end in a draw, it just wasn't meant to be as Yoshi and I end up falling off. I guess this is what I get for trying to get my revenge for those 20 coins Bowser took earlier. We're now at the last half of the game, a feat I haven't been able to achieve up to this point. The only noteworthy thing this turn was Yoshi landing on chance time and giving Luigi 30 coins. The game could just as well be over if Luigi or Peach roll high enough. But even before we need to worry about that, we have more coins to collect than Castaways. And Peach, of course, getting a 1 coin contribution. As if the game was answering my prayers, I end up warp switching with Peach, but Yoshi has to ruin it by getting a happening space and switching it. Luigi now needs to either roll high enough next turn to switch it back, or I roll low. And he does thankfully roll high enough to be 2 spaces away. The next minigame is yet another 1-player with Peach. And continuing the trend, I do end up throwing the game. Yeah, there's no way you're winning with Peach as the 1-player here. I now have an all-important decision to make on this turn as I catch up to Luigi. This is a tough one, because if Luigi rolls low enough and then I roll high, then he's going to get that star. I think I have to go this way. Because he's not guaranteed to get it this turn. Yo, and I can still snipe it and get it on my turn as well. Thankfully, Luigi rolls high enough to see Bowser and have another 40 coins taken out of the game. Ouch. He does reclaim some of those coins back in Piranha's Pursuit, though. And then Crane Game next turn. I guess Peach felt especially bad for the plumber as she did let him have it. We're now in the last 5 turns, and it starts off with me landing on a Bowser space. Well, I guess I'll take the coin loss here. And just as I'm in the perfect setup next turn, Luigi lands on a happening space. But I guess the game doesn't care about that right now, as I am partnered up with Peach for Deep Sea Divers. As disappointed as I could be, I do at least make sure to end with some coins. This turn thankfully ended up being pretty uneventful, and the low rolls with the computer players I think are the only reason this run is saved. We do also see Yoshi fail Piranha's Pursuit too. By some stroke of a miracle, not only do I land on a happening space, but Peach ends up rolling high enough on her turn. I do still need to worry about Yoshi and Luigi though, but this is still a win that we will take. And just when I was starting to worry on this second to last turn, Peach ends up getting a happening space, putting Luigi in the perfect setup to have 40 more coins taken from Bowser. Yeah, you gotta feel bad for the plumber at this point, but it's better than the alternative. With Yoshi now within range of potentially getting a star, this last turn could certainly end the run as we know it. But Peach wasn't gonna have any of that though, as she not only lands on a mushroom space, but ends up warping with Yoshi, yes! Saving the run. Yes! That was very lucky! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not even gonna begin to question the amount of luck needed to pull that off, let alone Peach being the reason it happened. We are now at a moment that is all but guaranteed at the end of this turn. Oh, we did it! We just gotta get through this last minigame. With newfound recognition of our achievement, we can now say that it is indeed possible to end a board of Mario Party 1 with 0 stars. But our journey doesn't end there. Tune in next week to see what awaits us next.